The red planet Mars, named for the Roman god of war, has long been an omen in the night sky. And in its own way, the planet's rusty red surface tells a story of destruction. Billions of years ago, the fourth planet from the Sun could have been mistaken for Earth's smaller twin, with liquid water on its surface and maybe even life. Now, the world is a cold, barren desert with few signs of liquid water. But after decades of study using orbiters, landers, and rovers, scientists have revealed Mars as a dynamic, windblown landscape that could just maybe harbor microbial life beneath its rusty surface even today. 10 need to know things about Mars. 1. How far is Mars from Earth? Mars is less than 56 million kilometers, 35 million miles, from Earth at its closest approach, but it recedes to almost 400 million kilometers, 250 million miles, when the two planets are on opposite sides of the solar system. 2. What is the size of Mars? Mars is the second smallest planet in the solar system, only larger than Mercury and slightly more than half the size of Earth. It has an equatorial radius of 3,396 kilometers, 2,110 miles, and a mean polar radius of 3,379 kilometers, 2,100 miles. 3. What do Mars and Earth have in common? Mars is similar to Earth in many ways. Like Earth, it has clouds, winds, a roughly 24-hour day, seasonal weather patterns, polar ice caps, volcanoes, canyons, and other familiar features. There are clues that billions of years ago Mars was even more like Earth, with a denser, warmer atmosphere, rivers, lakes, flood channels, and perhaps oceans. 4. What is the temperature on Mars? The characteristic temperature on Mars in the lower atmosphere is about 200 kelvins K, a 100 degree F, a 70 degree C, which is generally colder than the average daytime surface temperature of 250 K, a 10 degree F, a 20 degree C. In the summer, daytime temperatures can peak at about 290 K, 62 degree F, 17 degree C. 5. Should humans colonize space on Mars? Space colonization, on Mars or elsewhere, is widely debated. Some argue humans have a moral duty to save our species from extinction, and space colonization is one way of doing so. Others argue that living in space is science fiction and that we should concentrate on improving life on Earth instead of potentially ruining another planet or moon. 6. Can we breathe on Mars? Mars does have an atmosphere, but it is about 100 times thinner than Earth's atmosphere and it has very little oxygen. The atmosphere on Mars is made up of mainly carbon dioxide. An astronaut on Mars would not be able to breathe the Martian air and would need a spacesuit with oxygen to work outdoors. 7. Does humans landed on Mars? Humans haven't been to Mars yet, but NASA has sent several rovers there already, and Perseverance is the fifth. The first one was called Sojourner and it landed in 1997. Spirit and Opportunity landed in 2004. And the last time NASA landed a rover on Martian soil was in 2012. 8. Is there life on Mars? In 2018, NASA's Curiosity rover found signs which scientists think mean there once was life on Mars. Perseverance's job will be to dig deeper literally, by drilling into the surface. 9. Does Mars have any moons? Yes, Mars has two small moons named Phobos and Deimos. Their names mean fear and panic in Latin. Phobos and Deimos are not round like our moon. They are much smaller and have irregular shapes. Phobos is 13.8 miles, 22.2 kilometers, across and Deimos is only 7.8 miles, 12.6 kilometers across. Both moons are covered with craters and are made of rock and iron. It is possible that Phobos and Deimos were two asteroids which were captured by the gravity of Mars. 10. Is there water on Mars? Yes, there is water on Mars, but it is frozen under the north and south polar ice caps. The polar ice caps, which were once thought to be made up of only dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide, are now known to have water ice beneath the top layer of dry ice. Mars has a lot of flood and river channels, suggesting that a long time ago liquid water flowed on Mars during a time when Mars was a warm and wet planet with a thicker atmosphere. There is recent evidence that there may also be liquid water at or near the surface on Mars.